Welcome to the video. If you're watching this video, it's because you are looking to lower your energy costs in California and might be considering solar panels and batteries for your home. And you want to compare the cost of solar versus California utility to make sure that solar is a good investment for you. So in this video, we're going to talk about who is My Solar Solutions and how do they help homeowners find the right solar solutions for their home that guarantees them savings, why the energy prices in California are so high, and does solar actually save you money? And then last but not least, how to leverage government grants so you don't have to take out loans, leases, or pay cash for solar. I'll be your host of this video. My name is Kara Smithy. I'm actually the founder of My Solar Solutions, a brokerage dedicated to helping property owners find a lower rate on energy and more sustainable solutions. I've had the privilege of working with brands like Marriott, Tesla, General Motors, Hilton, State Farm, NASA, and others. So who is My Solar Solutions? We are essentially a solar brokerage dedicated to working for the homeowner, find the right solar installer, manufacturer, and financer for their project. So here's a live call with a California homeowner with the SoCal Edison electric bill. So today we're going to break down your electric bill, talk about why it's so expensive and what you can do to almost cut this electric cost in half with solar. So we're going to be just going over high level how Edison is structured, why they're so expensive, why you have no control over their energy costs based off their business model, and what you can do to lower your energy expenses and get a fixed rate on energy. So the first most important thing that you want to address when thinking about solar for your home is what is your kilowatt hour rate? Because we want to make sure that solar saves you money and you can get a lower rate on energy. That's kind of the whole point of solar, in addition to trying to, create more eco-friendly solutions for power. So how you solve for your kilowatt hour rate is you're going to take your bill total, which is 1,042, and you're going to divide it by the amount of energy, which is measured in kilowatt hours, that you received for that billing period. And I have a picture of your bill here. You received 2,553 units of energy for $1,042. So we're going to divide those two numbers, and that's going to give us your kilowatt hour rate. Now, a lot of people don't realize that's the proper way to calculate their kilowatt hour rate, because what they do is they look at, my basic charge, I was getting 31 cents, and then I was paying on peak 32 cents. And then here, and they get all these different numbers, and it's very confusing, and it's designed to be confusing. But those numbers and figures you see here, as far as kilowatt hours, it does not include the most expensive part of your bill, which is delivery charges. And what delivery charges are, as it sounds, is it's the cost to ship energy from over state lines far away through the grid lines into your home. Transmission and distribution are the most expensive charges on everyone's Edison bill. And, they attribute this to grid maintenance costs, paying linemen, this, that, and the other. And something to know is that Edison is an investor-owned utility, which means they have to keep shareholders happy and increase their profits year after year. And that is why you see rate increase not only once a year, but multiple times a year, and then all these miscellaneous charges. So transmission and distribution is just a fancy way to say shipping fees. And you can see you've paid a little over $600 for those shipping fees just to get the energy to your house. When you have solar, these fees go away completely, assuming you have enough roof space to accommodate the amount of panels needed to generate all the energy you need for your home. These go away because you're not shipping power from far away. It's coming directly from your roof into your home. So that's one way that solar makes sense, assuming you have enough sun hitting your roof. And that's a whole nother topic. Some people have a lot of tree shade. Their roof isn't positioned in the right way. So sun hours is going to be important. And then public purpose programs. Essentially, this is for people who have opted into assistance in paying their electric bill. Maybe they're on low income. The ironic thing is people who have that discount still have that fee, so they're essentially paying for their own discount. And there's some other hidden fees, if you will, baked into just the charges here on the left. Even after going solar, you will still pay an interconnection charge. Again, you pay it now. That's the only fee that doesn't get removed. We've seen that interconnection fee be anywhere from $5 to $25 a month. Again, that's just the interconnection charge to be connected to the grid. A big misconception is people think that if you get solar and batteries, you're off grid. That's not true. You are always connected to the grid if you've registered your home with the grid. You can't go off grid. But what you can do is pay less for power. So here we have your energy costs on the left, and if we divide those two figures, $1,042 for 2553 units of energy, you will get 40 cents per kilowatt hour. And this kilowatt hour rate, they increase every year. So just to put it in perspective, December of 2023, the kilowatt hour rate was only 30 cents. Now you might think, oh, well, 10 cents is nothing. Wait till the end of this video. It's actually going to cost you more than $200 a month just off that 10 cents. Okay, so daily usage. How do we know how much energy your home uses? Because that's going to be important to figure out how much energy you need from solar, how many solar panels you need based off sun hours and all that good stuff. So daily usage we can find on your bar graph. So it's really important to reference the bar graph in these daily averages. So I can see here you're using about 75 to 80 kilowatt hours a day on average. Okay, so we're going to take a median of 75 kilowatt hours a day. And we're going to multiply it by 365 days a year. And that's going to tell us how much energy you use in a single year, annual usage. Because when we talk about solar generates power throughout the year. You store credits, all that fun stuff. So we want to make sure we're looking at a year worth of weather patterns and storage needs. So if we multiply these two numbers together, you're going to get an annual usage of 27,375 kilowatt hours a year. Now, simple math, we're going to multiply your kilowatt hour rate by the amount of energy received to get your annual cost on power. And this is important for people who, are maybe considering paying cash for solar and they want to know, what year do they see their return on investment. Sometimes you hear 5 years, 4 years, 8 years, 10 years. It's kind of all over the board. And so it's going to actually be unique to each home depending on how much energy they use. And then obviously what you pay for your system. So annual cost is you're going to take that usage and multiply it by 40 cents. And you're going to get, and we can do a calculator here so we're on the same page, 27,375 times 40 cents. You're spending $10,950 a year. Now, just to put this in perspective, remember in 2023, you were spending 30 cents per kilowatt hour. So if you use the same amount of energy last year, which according to the graph you have, but they only charged you 30 cents, you're now only spending $8,212 a year for this same amount of energy. And so that is, like almost $3,000, 2,738 difference a year. And if we multiply that by 12 months, that's $228 increase a month. And you did not use more energy. They just increased the rate on you. So that's the big problem, obviously, and why people get solar, because when you get solar, you not only lower your kilowatt hour rate, but you fix that rate. And so let's talk in present times. This is your reality. You're paying, $10,950 annually. If we divide that by 12 months, we can get an idea for your monthly average. And it's important to look at your monthly cost too, because let's say you want to finance solar and you're looking to get some relief on your cash flow every month and what you're spending on energy. If you want to finance solar, you can get a loan payment that's lower than your monthly cost. And then the benefit there is instead of dumping this money down the drain towards something you don't own, now you're putting that money towards something you own. It's kind of the same concept of why people don't want to rent their whole life and they rather put that money in a mortgage where they can own that home, later on down the line. Same concept with financing solar. So if we just take the $10,950 you're spending and we divide that by 12 months, you're at $912 a month currently for electricity. That is your current reality. And that is a lot. That is a car payment. You can get a pretty nice Tesla or even a Porsche for that type of monthly payment. Okay. So that's a big problem. Now, I want to take you back in time a little bit because the rates have more than doubled in the last 5 years. I'm going to show you exactly where you can find this information and then kind of paint a bigger picture on why solar is becoming such high demand and popular. So, like I mentioned, SoCal Edison is an investor owned utility, and they're regulated by the California Public Utility Commission. And the California Public Utility Commission is supposed to regulate energy to make it affordable for homeowners, but they're an investor-owned utility and they have to keep shareholders happy. And so the data shows that they rather keep their pockets full than make sure that homeowners have affordable power. And this is just going off the statistics and the data. So you can come to this website yourself. Don't take my word for it. You can click Excel download and it's going to pull up the historical rate increase. So hopefully you have this, you're able to open this file. Some computers don't allow you to open it, but it's going to show you directly from their website the energy rates for SCE, PG&E, and San Diego Gas and Electric. Those are the big three in California. There are other utilities like Burbank Water and Power, LADWP. Those are all municipalities. And municipalities are not investor-owned utilities. They're typically more affordable, and their business model is more for the people than it is for the investor-owned utility. I digress. So 2006, you're paying 14 cents. So if you called me back in 2006 when I was helping people get solar in their homes, we would have been able to lock in that rate for you. And you wouldn't be paying 40 cents for energy, regardless of how you got the solar, whether you paid cash, financed, or leased it, or some of the other programs that were available back then. And now they stopped reporting after 2017. Why? I have no idea. This is just straight off their website. But what's interesting is when you put in today's rates, which in your case is 40 cents, and we look at how the graph changes, it just like hits different because most people see, oh, it's just a smooth, granular increase, not that bad. But when you preference it this way, look at how much the rate has gone up. So 2017, a couple years before COVID, right? People weren't working from home, definitely didn't have as many electric cars on the road. All of those things have factored into people using more energy. And now energy rates have shot up. And they're not going to correct. They're not going to go down just based off of the utility's business model of being an investor-owned utility, having to keep shareholders happy. And using less energy is not going to lower your electric bill because you would have to almost cut your energy in half just to keep your payment at what it is, just because of how much they've increased the rates. So although, spending thousands of dollars on electric appliances, thinking it's going to lower your electric bill, in fact, you actually just spent more money. And so the only way to really solve this problem is, again, to cut out those delivery charges that are on your bill, which you can do so by generating your own power on site and storing it in batteries. That way there's no shipping cost to you. And then there are other programs, of course, where getting the solar and batteries, sometimes you can finance it, pay cash. There's other grants available where you don't have to pay for any of it. You just pay a lower kilowatt hour rate. So there's definitely a lot of different options. But my job is to really just figure out how much energy you're using, what you're spending on it. So for December 2015, let's just take a look. Your kilowatt hour rate would have been 16 cents. Just to show you the contrast, if you were using the same amount of energy and they only charged you 16 cents for it, and that's including all those delivery fees, by the way, you would have spent like $4,380. A month, that is $365 a month for the same amount of power. But because you didn't get solar, you've paid all those rate increases, you're paying, $912 a month. That is a $547 a month increase over time for energy. And so this is why we say the longer you wait to go solar, the less you save, because you're paying those annual and monthly fees to Edison. And so the solution is, instead of you paying 40 cents a kilowatt hour at 6% increase, which would look something like this if you wanted to put it into a spreadsheet, For your amount of energy, if you continue to use the same amount of power, 40 cents, they're going to increase your rates next year like they do every year. Your 9/12 average bill is going to then be $9.67 for the same amount of power, right? So that's a monthly increase for nothing more than you've received. And then if you continue on that path for, let's say, the next 5 years, you're going to spend $61,000 on energy. If you continue on that path for 10 years, you're going to give SoCal Edison $144,000. So let's say you have plans to retire in the next 10 years. What position would you rather be in on retirement and a fixed income, paying $1,500 electric bills every month, or a $0 electric bill because your system was paid off? Again, there's many different programs depending on your goals. Some people are nowhere near retirement, and so they don't want to pay cash or finance solar. They want to just leverage a cheaper rate plan. And so these are the things that I would chat with you about to see, based off your family's specific goals, what makes the most sense for you. But one thing I can guarantee you is you're not going to pay 40 cents for energy ever again. And you're going to see significant savings because of just how solar energy cuts out a lot of the delivery charges and fees, making you self-efficient for how you power your home.
Switching to solar should be simple and rewarding. You save money, help the environment, and benefit from government incentives from day one. Like most research, the process starts online. But by the time homeowners hit submit, they're immediately bombarded with calls from several companies, leading to countless sales presentations and numerous follow-ups. Things get more confusing between the various estimates, solar jargon, and financing options, leaving homeowners to roll the dice when it comes to choosing a solar company. And there are thousands of solar companies offering thousands of different experiences and prices for such a narrow breadth of products. Meet My Solar Solutions, an online virtual solar brokerage with over a decade of experience and access to wholesale pricing. They offer a streamlined, hassle-free solar experience. No aggressive sales tactics. Just clear pricing, premium equipment, straightforward financing, and top-tier service from agents who have been serving homeowners nationwide for over a decade. Schedule a complimentary call to ensure you're getting the best rate and representation for your solar project, even if you have already signed a contract. My Solar Solutions provides a more direct and honest way to go solar. We believe different is better. We hope you agree.